Oh my word. All right. Just got through mowing the backyard. I am hot. Y'all can see someone's in my pool. I had to make him come out here. I told him 1 hour. 1 hour in the pool.
Yeah, the pool.
You got 1 hour in there.
You got 1 hour.
Yeah, so you've got about 15 more minutes.
3 more minutes.
15.
15 more minutes.
I'm fixing to get in with you. Whew.
I got 15 more minutes to get out. Get in. Get my face cleared up.
Yeah, get your face cleared up. I am a firm believer. I've seen it since, I'm trying to think. Tony didn't have a complexion problem. Buddy had a complexion problem in his later high school years, and the doctor prescribed him, and I cannot remember the name of it now, but I do know that it had to be kept in the refrigerator.
Buddy was fly.
Huh?
The thing about Buddy.
Yeah, and you. Anyway, then Levi, he doesn't have a lot of pimples, but his face does break out. And I keep stuff for his face in the bathroom. Levi's problem is Levi will take baths when I don't know he's taking baths. And, you know, I don't care. He's an adult. If he feels like he needs a bath, then let him take a bath. There's nothing wrong with that. But he'll open, there'll already be a bar of soap, and he'll open another bar of soap. Okay? So now there's 2 brand new bars of soap. And if he gets in the bath the next day, he opens a bar of soap. So I've had to hide soap. Also, shampoo. I ordered, a little over a year ago, I ordered these little condiment, about this tall, had little lids on them for condiments. You know, you put mustard in them, put a little lid on it, ketchup in it, put a little lid on it. I ordered some of those, and then I bought the biggest bottle of, it was just Walmart brand, like an Equate, but it was tearless shampoo, like baby shampoo. And I'd put 3 or 4 squirts in each one of them little containers, put the lid on it, and then y'all know recently I put that little red sort of rusty color can on the back of behind the toilet on that little shelf. Okay, well, I've always kept some kind of a basket there. At one time I cleaned out the basket. It had like little, you know, for the little puffs that women use in the bath, things like that. So I cleaned it out, and I filled it to the top with all those little containers with 3 pumps of shampoo. And I told him, I said, you can use the shampoo for just your hair, or you can put it in your hair, rub it in, get it sudsy, and then use the wash rag or the puff to get soap and then rub your body down. Sort of like a man's all-in-one. Yeah, you can get that now. You can get body wash, shampoo, stuff all in one. In fact, prior to that, that's what he used, was an all-in-one. But he kept having these problems with burning his eyes, getting the soap in his eyes. So I got the baby shampoo. I told him to do the same thing with it. Well, I would go in there after he'd had a bath, and there'd be 4 or 5 of those little things floating around in the water. So he didn't use just one, he used many. He didn't use just 2, he used many. So it was just defeating the purpose. Then somebody said, well, pour half of it in another bottle that you're not using, then fill it to the top with water. Shake it up, once it settles, then, so it's a watered down version, so it doesn't feel like, well, so I used 5 of them, he still didn't get that much, you know. I don't know, I guess I could have done something like that. I just stopped doing it. I just started, after that, I said, there's soap. If you're not going to use shampoo right, then take the bar of soap, get your hair wet, rub it into your hair so you get all soapy, then rinse your hair, and let the soap just come down your body, keep your eyes closed. I don't know, he's done fine. I really, it's real hard to, and I'm sure a lot of y'all have advice, and ways that you do with your special needs, you know, whether it's a child or a, you know, a sister or a brother that you remember something your mom did. But I have done just about everything I can think to do, and he just goes through bottles of stuff. He loves, what is the stuff you like to put in the bath water? In the blue bottle? What? I can't hear you. See, he knows what I'm talking about. Dr. Teal's. That Dr. Teal's, the eucalyptus. He will pour a whole bottle of that. I will find the bottle in the garbage, and I bought it. It's not funny. Send to him. Anyway, I'm just fixing to get in that pool. I'm hot and sweaty. I'm going to get in with him for a few minutes. But yeah, I don't know what got me started on that. I don't even know what I was talking about. Oh, his face. Anyway, you know, guys, I get sidetracked. Yep, squirrel. Yeah, so I've got medicine now for his face. It was, daggum, I can't remember that commercial that used to come on. It was two women, and they had come up with this system for your face. It was for acne, and it was expensive. And back then, when you ordered it, it was almost always something for years it was only online. I mean, you had to order from that, probably Amazon and stuff carry it now, but I can't even think for the life of me what the name of it was. I tried it one time for Buddy when we changed insurances, and his insurance wouldn't pay for the stuff that the doctor had always prescribed him, and it actually worked really good. Walmart makes a Equate brand in it. It's the wash. Okay, so it's the cleanser for the bath, you know, for the bath or whatever, for your face. Then there's the astringent stuff. Then there's a repairing lotion. And then there's also a mask. I am not kidding you. I can dab that mask, and it's a little bitty bottle. I mean, it's the tiniest little bottle. Almost looks like a little tube. It almost looks like those little tiny tubes of toothache stuff. I mean, it's a small tube. I can dab that on my finger and dab it on his little pimples, the little red ones. And and tell him, don't touch it, don't wipe it off, don't whatever. Then he goes to bed like that. And the next morning, those pimples will be gone. I mean, that is how fast it works. And recently, I took the whole thing. Bennett's face was broke out. And I took it up there, and he used it for 2 or 3 days. And then when he went back home, I was shopping with Mom, and I said, I need to remember while we're here to go over and leave us some more of that medicine that I gave Bennett. And she goes, don't buy any more. Bennett left it. I said, he didn't take it with him? And she said, no. And I said, well, his face looked really good the next couple of days after I seen him. She goes, yeah, it's really good stuff. But when he went back to his mom's, he didn't take it. So I don't know if she has something at her house that he just forgot to bring and knew he wasn't going to need it or what. But he left it, so I went back and got it. But also, I actually just got a new one, a new box. I cannot remember what it's called, the name brand, but Walmart does carry it. It's $15. And I'm just like really happy that I found it for him. So, but I swear that if he would because in the summers, his face was never broke out. Like back when he was still in school, we always had, like I said, a deeper pool. I regret the day I bought this little pool. I so regret it. But we've always had a deep pool, and he'd spend his summers from there to there, back and forth. Sometimes I would be watching a movie or something, and all of a sudden I'd hear the back door. I didn't even know he'd gone out. The back door would open. He'd be coming in. He'd be soaking wet, dripping. He'd been out in the pool, and I thought he was down in his room doing something. So yeah, he's always loved the pool. He has always swam like a fish since he was tiny bitty, when we lived in the house up there on the hill, and we had them little kiddie pools. Started out with the little small ones, you know, the little hard ones that you just flop down, and people send them now. I know Dad has gotten a couple. I know Lester and Jamie get them all the time. Those little, you know, they're perfect for like ducks and or pigs just crawl over in and lay. They're hard walled. He started out with one of them, and I mean, within days, he was just laying in it and his little head under the water, and he was like do this little fishy swim stuff. So then he graduated up to the little deeper ones, but still sort of short to the ground, but deeper, and you just fill it up in the walls, just sort of stand. But you know, they weren't even as, you know, as high as my knees. And Lord, I had little home videos back then. I don't know, I guess all those burn up, but we had little home videos of him diving in those, and he was tiny, like barely walking and not talking. Levi didn't talk till he was, you know, he was older than 3. Because he was 3 when we put him in pre-K. He was at 3 in the pre-K program because he wouldn't talk. But he could swim, and he's always loved the pool. But he, this year, has not wanted to come out here for anything. Levi was in that pool, and you know, he's supposed to spend 30 minutes to an hour in the pool every day. And I was messing around out here, working on the porch, you know, putting up some of the lights. I think the way I'll leave at least 1 set of them, maybe 2 sets. And just cleaning up, just doing stuff, okay? And at some point I heard like a car door. So I went and looked around the gate over there, and it was Nicole. She was bringing Jace's bike over to leave it in the camper. It's for his birthday. She didn't want him to see it. Let me see, what is that, Bilbo? I know Lester was shooting a while ago, probably at my guineas. You know, guys, I know everybody had an opinion about the guineas. Somebody told me that I was disrespectful. But the truth is, they're wild. Guineas are wild. They're not a domesticated bird. I can't make them stay home. Out of 15 guineas that I bought, there's only 11 alive. The one that I think got the BB in it the other day, she passed away. I found her body over there by the big burn pile back off over there. I didn't think she was going to make it, but the thing is, now there's a whole bunch of guineas right here. I don't know if y'all can see them up in the shade right there. It's not all of them, because like I said, there's 11 guineas still left. I'm trying to see how many this is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. One's limping. That's 6. That's what I'm saying. I mean, they're all over the place. Like I said, there's 6 here. Maybe there's one up on the fence over there. That's 7. 8, 9, 10. There's 4 guineas somewhere. Maybe they're dead. Maybe he went ahead and shot them. I hate that he needs to shoot them. I don't know if they can eat as much as his ducks or wild birds or other things eat the grass seed. But, you know, if he feels like he has to, he has to. There's nothing I can do about it. I can't pin them up. They're wild. You can't catch them. They're wild. I tried to catch one last night that had a piece of string around her foot, and I couldn't catch that guinea for the life of me. So if he puts them all on the ground, I hate it, but it is what it is. You know, if they go to somebody else's house, you can't stop them. So that's just what happens. It's not like they're dogs or even goats or something, you know, breaking in the fences constantly and stuff like that. But I did hear him shoot his shotgun twice a while ago. I didn't see anything. I just heard him. And then I seen him walk into his truck carrying his gun. So, well, I don't know. He was carrying a gun. I think he put it in his truck. I don't know if it was a shotgun or... It sounded like a shotgun to me. Anyway, I've been working out here. What I was saying was my goats came running. It's like... They're like, well, I'm going to stay close to the house. I guess that's why Bilbo's hiding behind the chicken coop. But yeah, Nicole pulled up. I seen her. She wanted to put the little tricycle in my camper so Jace wouldn't see it. And I told Levi, you stay in the pool. Don't you get out. When I come back around, he was out. I know I've still got stuff. This one water hose is trash. It needs to go to the dumpster. I did my blower until the battery ran out, so I need to charge my battery. But I got my plants hanging again. Those are getting a little bit more sun than I wanted, but this was the thing. The hooks are the biggest hooks that I have found so far, looking for hooks. And I have such an overhang from the post. There's almost, if it's not 2 foot, it's almost a 2 foot overhang from the post, the roof. Therefore, when the plants are hanging from the post, each one of the posts, they're not getting any rain unless I take them down and sit them out here. So I hung them from the rafters, and now everything's hanging. And if you can see, I also hung a string of flowers, the little flower lights. I still have another set right here, but they're charging on that post right there. And then they go up, and then those are the bees. Y'all seen those. I repotted some stuff here. The goats that eat down, what are they called, like crocus or something like that? Anyway, the goats that eat them down, I cut them. I don't know if they'll come back or not, but I cut them literally almost at the root and stuck them in the ground in this dirt. I redid it. So anyway, but I hung all these when it was still cool out. And then I've got that little set of lights there because the flowers only came to, they're barely hanging over the edge of that fern. Anyway, I worked out here on that while he was in the pool. When I come back around, he was out of the pool. And then I started blowing all the stuff off, and my battery ran out on my blower. So I got to get that charged. I've got to rebuild that bench. I was thinking about making it smaller when I rebuild it, make it a little smaller, and putting it in the fairy garden with maybe, you know, a couple of pots sitting on each end of it holding flowers or something. I think that would be cute, because I'm not ever going to be able to, well, I mean, I would be able to rebuild it to be sat on, but even Mama and Papa didn't sit on it. It was out underneath a big tree, out under an oak tree down there. She never sat in it. So it was just decorative. So I'll fix it again, decorative, but I'll cut it and make it smaller so it'll hold like maybe just long enough for two pots to sit in it with some flowers in them. Anyway, I think it looks, I've cleaned up a little bit out here, and I like my plants hanging back up. And like I said, I think I'll leave those little flowers, that little string of lights right there. And then I've got this set right here, and there's so many other things in the house in the box for when I do finally come out and really work out here. But I really needed to do some stuff on the porch and get it straightened up a little bit. Pull some stuff out that wasn't getting enough sun. That wasn't getting enough sun. And I've got to put some 7 dust on this big, well, I'm going to draw a blank, hibiscus. Because you can see something's been eating it. See all the little holes? So I'm going to get some 7 dust and put on it. Get rid of whatever that. And all these things coming up out of here was in that sack, in that little bag that I was sent that said butterfly garden. And they're green. I haven't seen any flowers on them. But at least they came up and they filled up the pots, because the pots were just looking horrible. I mean, basically they were empty and they needed to get put away somewhere. And that's some of that butterfly stuff too. Anyway, at least this part of the deck is cleaned up a little bit. And like I said, I still need to blow the rest of it off. And I'm not for sure if that's going to get enough light or not, so I might have to move it out. Might have to sit it like over there by that post and move that lavender to somewhere else. Got my little chicken sitting right there. It was full sun a while ago in that one little spot. Now it's not. But they're not getting, none of these solar lights are getting full sun. They're just getting daylight, but they're not getting full sun, which is not really how solar is supposed to work, but they're getting enough that I don't know how long they last at night, because I've never sat out here till they started fading away. But I know, you know, it gets dark at 9, and by 10:30 and 11 sometimes. The other night I swam. It was almost midnight and I was swimming. I don't know if you call that swimming in that pool, but I was in the pool and they were all still lit up. So, you know, if you only get 2 or 3 hours out of it at night, I guess that's good, because for the most part, if you're going to have a party or some kind of get together in the evening, you know, they're not going to, well, at least my family, we're not going to be out here from before dark till midnight. Most of us are going to be headed in at 10:30 or 11 o'clock. We're not really night owls like that. But I couldn't sleep the other night and I came out and got in the pool. Oh, all right, I'm going to shut this off. I just thought I'd show y'all cleaned up, and I will get a little bit tonight so y'all can see how these lights look. I'll be glad when it's all done and y'all can see everything, and the little, I was just looking earlier at where the sun is right now for when I do the fairy garden. I think when the deck is out of here and I stand the pergola thing back up, I'll bring it more in the sun. Like, it needs to stay over that way because that's a dark corner of the yard, so I wouldn't mind it being lit up a little bit at night. Even if I put some small electrical lights out there, like Christmas lights, you know, that plug into something, so they'll stay lit all night long. But it's just a dark section of the yard, so if some stuff goes out, there will be some things that stay on because they're not solar, they're electric. But I think I'll bring it forward a little bit to where it's getting mostly all day sun. And although I really like that one hedge that's hanging over, it's coming across from Tony's side of the fence on the other side and hanging this way, and that really does look fairy-ish, you know, if you was to use that to decorate. But if I did that and stayed sort of over there like that and used that as a canopy over everything, which would be cool, the little solar panels I'd have to set like way out. The lines to them would have to be really long to come out and get outside into the sun, not just shaded all day, because literally right now it's been shade all day, and because of these trees back off over here, there'll be shade come the evening. So that spot never gets a lot of sun. It's just daylight but not sun. So I don't know, I'll think about it and see what works in my mind. What would be really cool, I just thought about it when I said Christmas lights, we're taking those net lights, you know, the ones like you hope that Christmas time and you throw them over hedge and it completely, you know, it's the net, the little Christmas lights on a net, and just throw a big net of lights over that hedge that's hanging, and then make that little pergola thing only be as tall as that. So it's a really small, compact, short little area, and then just fill it full of fairies and gnomes. That would be really cool. Yeah, I could see that. All right, well, that's something I'm going to be thinking about because I can see it. Anyway, all right, love you guys. I'll see y'all later. Well, I'm out here. I'm fixing to lock everything up for the night. And I thought I would show y'all what I was able to get done on the back porch. So you can see I got all my ferns hanging. I showed y'all that this morning, and the lights were up there, but because it was daytime, you couldn't see them. I really love the little flower petals that turn the red and yellow. And I tried to find the mode that would keep them red and yellow, but there's not a mode that keeps them like that. It just blinks. So I love, y'all know me with red and yellow. I just love that. And then I've got some here. I don't think I'm gonna, I was seeing how I thought how they looked at the bottom of the deck. Right now they're just laying on the deck and they're charging. If I decide to keep them, then I'm gonna get those little clips that'll clip to the deck and hold them tight to the deck. But I wanted to see if I was gonna like them like that. But y'all can see, it just looks so pretty. There's my little bees. I love the little bees, the little honey bees. That soft orangey red yellow color, that is what, I don't know, I am just so drawn to that color. And I moved some of my pots around. I got my the hibiscus right there, the one I need to put the 7 dust on. And I got the little solar light bulb ones hanging over there. And then all of these. Now that one fern on the end hangs a little, is that it? No, I guess it's the same. It just has a little bit more droop in it right there. I started to say it was hanging lower, but it's not. It's just the cord, the light string has just a little bit more of a droop. I thought that fern was hanging longer, but it's not. But I love the deck. It was just cool enough this morning before the day heated up that I could come out here and really mess around with the deck and get it cleaned off. I just received these from Joanne. I opened them on the front porch. These little butterflies, spears, however they say it. Aren't they pretty? They've got a little cord that loops the two together, so if I had 2 pots that were sitting close, it would work. But I don't have a second pot sitting close because the wire, the little cord on it, it's not real long. I mean, that's basically it. It's about a foot, maybe a foot and a half between each other. So I just put them in, both of them in that one fern. But I turned off the lights on the back porch except for the one over there in the little living area, just so y'all could see the lights good. Anyway, it's really pretty, really magical. So now I've just got to work on that dark corner over there. It's the little butterflies out there in that tree. And I still have these little random, the mason jars with the lights in them hanging from some of these trees, 3 of these trees. And then the little watering cans. And I'll show y'all something, because I thought, somebody is burning something over there. And I don't know if y'all just heard that, but the people across the street or a couple houses down are making a lot of racket. And then, so they're like hollering, kids hollering and stuff. And then, I don't know if y'all can see this on my car. Can you see that glowing? Where's my finger? Right there on the edge of the car. From here, with just my eyes through the camera, it's not looking the same. But through the camera, it's the yellow glow of those solar lamps that look like they're fire, like they're candles burning. See them? I have 3 of them in the front yard. And one of them, there, it's popping off the side of my car. And at first, and this is funny because I missed a call from Debbie. What is that doing that for? I didn't do that. Did I do that? I don't know what's happening there. Something popped up on the screen. I missed a call from Debbie, but it was a messenger call. And we don't usually do messenger calls. but I missed it anyway, and I didn't call her back because I was in the kitchen and I was just taking my nighttime pills, and I was fixing to come out here and close everything up. And then when I was in the backyard by the trampoline and I seen that, that's the first thing I thought. I was like, oh my gosh, is Debbie's house, something's burning over by her old, I knew it wouldn't be her new house because it's in the front, so I knew it had to be far back. And I thought either Daniel or somebody had come down and started the brush in the back behind Debbie's house, or Debbie's old house was on fire, because that's what I could see. And it took me a couple of seconds before I realized what that reflection was, and it's the lights. I have two right there, and then I just noticed those boxes from something came today, and then I have the one over there in the old bathtub. So yeah, and that's Debbie's house over that direction, and so I don't know which one is reflecting off my car, but I literally thought there was a fire over there somewhere. So all right, I'm gonna turn this off. I just wanted y'all to see the backyard. I love y'all. God bless y'all. Y'all take care.